2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
All right, welcome everybody to a special Tuesday edition. See, this is what it's like. This has been my day today. This has been my day, that's for sure. All right, so Dominic Breazeale and Deontay Wilder will fight next. That was the big news today. They had a press conference to announce it. And as far as the press conference went, as far as what else went on, what was announced at the press conference, it was supposed to be like this big thing. Nothing. Nothing was announced. It was just the announcement of Breazeale Wilder, very anticlimactic. A few things that we did find out is that Deontay Wilder is still on a fight-to-fight basis, so he's still technically a free agent. He will fight Breazeale next. He will fight him on Showtime. It will not be pay-per-view like some people had anticipated. And
that's good news.
That is great news. That is great news because I'll tell you right now, it's not good. Not good to have that thing on pay-per-view for sure. So
right.
What are you going to do? But a lot of people saying, a lot of people were happy that it was on Showtime, and they were complaining that if it was on DAZN, we wouldn't be able to see, him, blah blah blah. We'd have to pay an extra fee. Newsflash, you pay an extra fee for Showtime. Robert, I don't have the basic cable package. I don't even know, I couldn't tell you what that was anyway. But you have DirecTV and you have all that stuff. Don't you have to pay extra for Showtime?
Yes, you do. Matter of fact, I have the Premier package, which includes just about everything. And Showtime is an extra by itself. I believe they're currently charging, $12.95 a month for Showtime?
Bucks, so it's like $12, right?
Yeah.
So, so you're actually paying more to watch Wilder now than you would if he was on DAZN. Not that it's one way or the other. I'm just saying, all these people saying, oh, Wilder did what's right for the people. Shut up.
Well, hey, personally, I'm glad it's going to be on TV.
Right, because you don't want to come into the 21st century.
Well, I got a nice package with Comcast. My Showtime is very cheap. I got Netflix in my bundle, too. I'm very happy. I'm not complaining about...
Shut up, Beeb.
Yeah! I used to have DirecTV. I got rid of that. They're crooks. They're fucking crooks. I got the nice... I got the double play bundle. I got my internet in, my Netflix, all in one package, Daddy.
The double play bundle.
That's what it's called.
That's what it's called. No, he's right, Eric.
Big for the win. Big for the win.
Hearing this news, hearing it for the first time here, what do you make of it? What do you make of Deontay Wilder re-signing and fighting this mountain of a man, Dominic Breazeale?
Now, my question, Eric, we heard that he had multiple offers from ESPN and DAZN, and he was supposed to get anywhere from 12 to 15 million or 20 million in some cases to fight Breazeale. Do we know how much he's going to be paid for this?
No, I sure don't.
Okay.
I imagine it's a lot less than 20 million, though. Just
because,
my personal opinion. I don't know.
My first thought was because of ESPN making him an offer and DAZN making an offer, if Fox or Showtime matched whatever their offer was, the fight was going to have to be on pay-per-view. So I'm curious to know what kind of deal Showtime was able to structure with him to keep it off of pay-per-view. I'm glad it's off of pay-per-view, but considering the offers that he was supposedly being offered, I'm just curious how this got worked out.
I don't know how much. I don't know. They obviously didn't reveal how much he's making. I haven't seen it anywhere
right.
How much he's making. I got to tell you, though, to fight Dominic Breazeale, I imagine, again, just speculation on my part, it's a lot less than 20 million.
I'm sure.
Just my 2 cents,
And, if we look at it realistically, guys, out of the 2 fights that are signed so far, I'm talking about Wilder, Breazeale, Joshua, and Miller, I wonder which one supposedly has the easiest fight. In my opinion, that would be Wilder. I have never been thoroughly impressed with the Dominic Breazeale. How the WBC made him a mandatory challenger is beyond me. I think Wilder is going to easily dispose of him. Now, I could be completely wrong, but that's just my personal opinion of Dominic Breazeale. I've never been impressed with him as a fighter.
I agree with you, Robbie. Big Baby Miller, man, he's a functional 315. He's going to lay on Joshua. He's going to be in for a tough night, Anthony Joshua.
Friend of the show.
I mean, Big Baby Miller's the truth.
Absolutely. I heard he's going to have ringside reporter on his trunks. Now, that's just a rumor. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. That's, the news and rumors. It's a very loose rumor. That's what I heard.
Well, are either one of you going to make the trip to Madison Square Garden?
We're trying to go to that one.
Yeah.
And if we can't get credentialed, I think I'm going to buy tickets.
Can't get credentialed? What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I'm not going to say that anymore. When we get credentialed, we'll be there. We'll be there. I'm sorry, Eric. I'm sorry. Okay. You got to stay positive. You got to speak.
Talking about?
You got to.
Now, Eric, another
question. Do you know
question.
Who I am?
You got to speak it, receive it, believe it. Speak it, receive it, believe it. Speak it, receive it, believe it.
Okay,
Bomb
Eric.
Squad!
Eric, another question in regards to this. Is it going to be May 18th, and do we know where the fight's going to take place?
May 18th at the Barclays.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, May 18th at the Barclays. So
both heavyweight champions are going to fight within 2 weeks of one another in New York.
Well, everybody's going to fight within 2 weeks of each other because Tyson Fury has got a June date, apparently. And I think it's June 15th, so they will all be fighting 2 weeks apart.
Okay.
And none of them have a chance to fight anybody because they're all on different networks. So
yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Wilder can fight free agent, baby.
What's this? Wilder can fight anybody?
Free agent.
Okay, well then let's say he won't fight anybody. Because if he did, because he did have the shot, right? He had the shot to fight Tyson Fury. He had the shot to fight, Anthony Joshua. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the next year. I got great news for you. This is going to be a different type of show today. This isn't going to be Beeb getting mad. Not going to be fighting any trolls in the chat. I watched a video today that was very, very encouraging to me.
Tony Robbins video?
Nope. This was a video on the Boxing Voice, and I'm going to mention the name. I know a lot of people don't like me mentioning that name, but I'm going to mention it because I got to give them credit for the video. And it was a media scrum. Shelley Finkel and Deontay Wilder was there, and they were being asked questions. They were answering questions. Shelley Finkel said something that was very promising to me. Said, he respected John Skipper. He's very cordial. We had no problems with him. He put together a nice package. It was a nice professional meeting that we had. And he goes, we're still talking right now. And he also said, we're still talking to ESPN. So, and then Deontay Wilder said something else very encouraging. He goes, we don't burn bridges over here. So, just because the original deal that was offered was not what Deontay Wilder or Shelley Finkel wanted, just because the ESPN deal, the original one, wasn't what Deontay Wilder and Shelley Finkel wanted, the promising thing is they're still talking. They're still talking, so something can still get done. My prediction, and this is my prediction, I think a deal gets done possibly in the next fight after each guy disposes of their next opponent. And I think Showtime will get the fight, and I think DAZN will pick up the delayed rebroadcasting of the fight, and I think everyone will be happy at the end of the day. That's the Beep's prediction right here. So they're still talking right now, and they're still trying to work out a deal with either fighter. So I think the Joshua fight will get done next. And another promising thing, too, Eddie Hearn saying that if the money is right, we have no problem doing the fight on Showtime. That's another promising statement. So at the end of the day, as time goes on, they keep giving in to Deontay Wilder little by little. So maybe at this point, because they want to make this fight so bad, they're going to say, okay, you know what? Put a deal together for us. Let's do the fight on Showtime pay-per-view. So I'm optimistic. I'm not going to be depressed. I'm not going to be negative. I'm not going to fight with the trolls in the chat. This is the peace and love Beeb. The peace and love Beeb. This is the nice, composed, relaxed Beeb. No yelling, no screaming, no insulting, no name calling tonight. This is going to be the calm Beeb. I'm not going to respond to any duck questions or any things like that. This is what I think is going to happen.
Okay, Beeb. I do have.
Quick, I'm sorry, Robert. Let me just interject something here real quick before I go.
Okay.
Swing it over to you.
Okay.
And that is your prediction, yeah?
Yeah.
Who did you predict on Saturday? Did you predict Garcia or Spence? Who did you predict?
Oh, we just move on to the next one. We don't worry about the past. This is
you're not really known for your track record of predictions, now.
We keep the positive. I mean, like I told you, Chris. I told you, Chris.
Okay.
I told you George Gross is going to beat Chris Eubank, but you didn't want to listen.
Let's get this back on track here. Now, Beeb, not that I want to mess up your prediction because I like the positivity, but we have a 6'9", 260-pound shadow in the room. Where does he fit into all this?
I don't know that he does.
I don't think he gets a title shot for the next 2 years, and it breaks my heart because that's my man.
So you mean he's left over with the crumbs of the heavyweight division because of where he is?
Yeah, I think I'm not hating on him. I'm not hating on him at all. I know the original numbers, the 100 million, were inflated. I'm sure he's getting paid handsomely over there. I'm not going to question that, and I'm sure it's a good deal for him, and it's a good deal. Again, I'm not here to criticize people. I was just heartbroken because I wanted to see the Wilder rematch. I thought that it was definitely going to happen. So initially, I gave an emotional response, and I also gave my opinion on it. I just don't see how the big fights can get made because the way that deal is structured, it has been said that ESPN makes the fights. They choose the opponents. If they don't like the opponent, it doesn't go on ESPN or ESPN Plus. ESPN has a lot of control over that deal. Aaron said as much. You know, I got to sit down with ESPN to put the deal together. I mean, so the problem with that is ESPN is never, in my opinion, never going to let that fight happen with Fury off the network. They're going to have to get compensated somehow, some way. That's my opinion. But I'm sorry to interrupt. But
okay.
The bright spot here is Eddie Hearn and Joshua's deal with DAZN is first and last rights refusal. So Eddie Hearn is very close with John Skipper. He could sit down with John Skipper and say, you know, John, we got to really get this fight done, and the only way we're going to get it done is we're going to have to just do what this guy wants. Let's just do the fight on Showtime and just put the Reed broadcast on DAZN and let's just call it a day. Let's just do it that way. Because even still, there's going to be a lot of people that don't want to pay for the pay-per-view, but they'll go back and watch it on DAZN a week later or 5 days later, and they'll be able to watch it there for $9 instead of having to pay $85. So I think that would still work in DAZN's favor. So DAZN, I think, has to abandon their all or none strategy, and then they're going to have to look to make a compromise, which I'm sure they will do, because apparently they're willing to do some type of deal because they're still talking to Shelley Finkel. And then Shelley Finkel said during the interview, because he was asked about Fury and ESPN, he said ESPN just contacted him a couple minutes ago, and they were still talking. So Deontay Wilder's not going away. These fights are still there, and Shelley Finkel said the fight can only get bigger. So I know the fight's going to happen. I'm very confident and optimistic the fight's going to happen. I'm not worried about it anymore. I'm not being negative anymore. My only problem is I feel bad for Tyson Fury because I don't think he's going to get a title shot for 2 years, or at least a year and a half at the very least. So I think Wilder and Joshua will fight either in December or January, and I think the rematch will happen in May or June. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be on Showtime pay-per-view.
That fight ain't happening anytime soon, son.
All right.
What do you think of the fight now, the Breazeale and Wilder?
I think that fight's going to be awesome because we're gonna see Wilder go nuts. I feel bad for Breazeale. I'm scared for Breazeale. I'm nervous for Breazeale.
Yeah, I'm not nervous for Breazeale at all. What about you, Robert?
You don't care about people? You like to see them get hurt?
No, seriously.
Have any compassion at all in your body? Christ's sakes.
I hate to say this, but I think it's going to be a train wreck. I think Wilder is going to totally destroy Breazeale. It took Joshua 5 or 6 rounds to dispose of Breazeale. I think Wilder's going to get rid of him in less time.
Why?
I've never been impressed with Dominic Breazeale as a fighter. He's never impressed me. I don't think he poses any kind of threat. I think it's a very easy fight for Wilder. I think the more competitive fight out of the two that are signed is going to be Joshua and Miller. Because Miller has shown the capability of, being entertaining. And I think Miller's going to present issues to Joshua like Klitschko did. Joshua had to work 11 rounds to get rid of a 41-year-old Vladimir Klitschko. Well, I think he's going to have to work almost as hard to make an impression on Miller. Miller's not going to be a pushover. I think Dominic Breazeale is going to fold when the pressure gets hot, and I think it's going to end early. I am very glad that we don't have to pay a pay-per-view price for that, because I think Wilder is going to totally destroy Breazeale because he wants to send a message to Joshua and say, okay, can you top what I just did?
He doesn't have to. I mean, he's got to top what AJ did, because AJ's already manhandled Breazeale.
Well, and I think Wilder will do it in less time because...
well, yeah, he should.
Yeah.
Breazeale's gotten so much better since he fought AJ?
No, he's gotten worse.
That's my point.
Yeah.
It's not a good fight.
Don't be so cynical, Eric, please.
Well, come on, Beeb. Look, Beeb, you're the person who breaks down fights. Do you honestly believe that Dominic Breazeale is going to present a problem?
I'm agreeing with you. I was telling Eric not to be so cynical. I'm not.
Yeah.
Me and you are a tag team tonight, brother.
Okay, good.
We're a tag team tonight. You're on the beef squad tonight. Don't worry about it.
Well, no, I'm
on the beef squad tonight. I got your back. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Beef squad!
Okay. I firmly believe that this is going to wind up being a total destruction. And, sorry about your luck, Breazeale, but this is what you signed up for.
Yeah, like I said, I tell you what, though, Breazeale can box, and Wilder's, kind of suspect in that area. I think, like I said, man, he has 12 rounds to catch him. I think Breazeale will make a mistake between the first and 12th round, but it could get interesting. Just could. I don't know. I'm not picking him to win. Don't get crazy.
The over-under is 7, and I'm taking the under.
Yeah, that's probably a good bet. That's probably a good bet.
What's the bet?
I think it'll be over before 5. I'll put it that way.
I'll bet the whole aisle of pies on that one.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go to the phones here. 443. That's Baltimore, no?
Yeah, that's a Maryland number.
443. You're live.
Hello?
Hello, you're live.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? It's your man, Coach C. How y'all feeling today?
Hey, Coach.
Coach C! Woo!
Now, Beeb, you better watch it. He might destroy you like he did last time.
I love Coach C, man.
Hey, man. Hey, we all probably, had a feeling this was coming. We didn't know that, not the network, but we knew the fight. And, it is what it is at this point, man. Obviously these two sides can't get on the same page. We can play the who's ducking who and argue about that, but at the end of the day, Wilder's fighting in May, AJ's fighting in June, and we'll see if they can get it together. I mean, AJ, who's he going to fight after he beats Miller? Because he's going to beat him. Wilder has options. Fury's kind of ran and ostracized himself, so they're really going to be the last two guys standing. Because if AJ thinks he can fight anybody but Wilder in America after he beats Miller, I think he's mistaken. And Wilder's kind of positioned himself, with all the cards. I mean, the fact remains, there's an impression with the hardcore boxing fan that AJ is scared. And it's kind of the same thing that what Keith Thurman's done with Errol Spence in the welterweight division. You got the guy who's looking for the fights, and you got the guy that's running. This is boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, people aren't going to respect someone that people think are scared. So now Errol Spence fights on pay-per-view, and Keith Thurman's kind of in the dark sitting on the sideline looking like a chump. So it's the same thing, I mean, you're going to turn down, you're going to ask for $50 million, then turn it down, then run to the WBA and fight Povetkin, who was beating you up till he got tired, and then, set the date for a fight in a stadium when you can make more money in America. I mean, it's just foolishness. They're not operating like people that really know what they're doing, I mean, like, if I'm, a boxing match at the end of the day is an event. It's an entertainment event, right? You promote it, you sell tickets, you have the event, you make money, you count it up, you divide it up, and then that's that. If I was trying to do that with you, would I call you names? Would I call you out your name? Would I call your guy out of your name and say how you don't make any money and why should we work with you if I wanted to work with you? Of course not. So, I think anybody who's looking at this objectively can see what's really going on here. And, Breazeale's going to get his head knocked off in May. And, I mean, Miller, he doesn't really have a chance against AJ. He's going to get beat. And it is what it is, I'm not worried about money. Like, these guys all make way more money than me. So, like, I don't care. I got, I'm a real person with real bills. I don't live in that world. I don't do well enough to worry about millionaires' pockets. I just want to see the fights. I have Showtime. I don't have DAZN. DAZN sucks a little bit. Those fights are terrible. So, I don't even know if I'm going to watch the AJ fight. Who cares? But, I'll have my friends over and we'll watch the Wilder decapitation of Breazeale. And that'll be that, This is what it is. There's no reason to get upset or hype or mad or... Oh, between the two?
Yeah.
Probably Miller versus AJ. I agree with you on that one because Breazeale's terrible. But, Miller leaves his hands down. So, AJ... But I'm telling you, AJ's not that good, man. He has not looked very good in his last couple fights. The Parker fight.
Do you think he's a better boxer than Wilder?
I mean, fundamentally, he throws the jab with the straight right, and, the left hook and the uppercuts and things like that. But I tell you what, if I had to pick one of them to box, I'm picking AJ. AJ just comes across as soft, man. Like, Povetkin was beating the brakes off of him, man. Povetkin could have taken those endurance steroids like he likes to. If he had his nose bleeding, he hit him with about 5 or 6 really good straight right hands. He hurt him. I mean, if Povetkin could have taken, because Povetkin always sells those drug tests for those endurance steroids, So if he was on the endurance jack, if he was on that endurance gear, he might have beat him. You know what I'm saying? And then the Parker fight, that was a complete joke. And then we find out Parker's not even that good. He was the Dillian White. So,
it's not like Dillian White sucks,
AJ's Dillian White was losing to Derek Chisora. Warhorse Chisora, Derek Chisora. Like, seriously, everybody in Europe is beating Derek Chisora. And he was losing that fight until he was losing that fight, wasn't he?
Here's my scorecard for Povetkin and Joshua. I gave Povetkin the first 3 rounds in that fight, and I gave Joshua round 4, and I gave him round 6. So going into that 7th round, I had Povetkin up in the fight before he got knocked out. I thought he was winning the fight.
Yeah.
I really did. I'm being honest. He was. I'm being honest, and that's an old Povetkin. And the Carlos Takam fight, he didn't look great in either. And the Parker fight, I had that fight like 8-4. I had that 116 to 112. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
but the ref wouldn't even let him fight.
I mean, he's a good. I'm not gonna crap on Joshua, but I think Fury's.
How did you have the Spilska fight scored?
I had Spilk. I think I had Spilk up. Yeah, I think I had Spilk up.
How'd you score the Washington fight?
I had Washington up.
Yeah, I gave. Matter of fact, I gave Washington the first 4 rounds in that fight.
I had Washington up.
And these guys, and I mean,
you gotta remember though, the Washington fight, that was his first fight after he came back from hand surgery.
Yeah, but I think we'd all agree though that these guys that were beating him are not like killers, right?
Absolutely.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Not.
What's a better?
Styles make fights though.
What's an easier fight for? What's an easier fight for Wilder, Fury or Joshua?
Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua, because Fury.
I honestly don't know. Well,
come on, man.
Well, we saw him fight Josh, or we saw him fight Fury, and he lost.
And Fury gave him all kinds of issues that night.
That version of Fury that you saw, who wasn't even 100%, becomes 100% and fights Joshua. Who wins?
I like Fury, and I like the way he boxes. I think that anybody that boxes him is going to have a hard time. I think Fury wins that fight.
Now, I had Fury winning the Wilder fight, but he was so close to getting knocked out. I'm going to say this.
He got knocked out,
and I'm going to say this. I don't think Joshua gets up. If that's Joshua in the 12th round, I don't think he gets up. I just don't.
Well, we don't know. And but let's flip it here. If it's Klitschko knocking him down in the 7th round, like he knocked AJ down, does Wilder get up? I don't know that.
Yeah.
He does.
Well, I think Ortiz put.
Well, Wilder's never touched the canvas, so we don't know.
I mean, Ortiz did more damage in round 7 than Klitschko did to Joshua in that round, and Ortiz went in for the kill. Klitschko did not.
Ortiz is like 50 years old.
That's a rumor. He's like 40.
That's a rumor.
He's the same age.
I got the birth certificate.
I can get you. I got the birth certificate here.
I went to Cuba.
I talked to one of the Castro brothers. He gave me his birth certificate. That dude is 55.
Hey, with Cuban fighters, you can never believe their age.
Just like the baseball players.
Please, Robbie.
Either way, AJ won't fight him. Neither will Fury. That's the thing I'm saying, man. These guys, these European fighters, man, these British guys, they're not trying to get in the ring, man. It's the same old story. It's the Chris Eubank story. It's the Nigel Benn story. It's the same thing, man. Fury fought Wilder because he had to. And look what he did. He took the chance. He got his head almost knocked off. His father and his wife were like, "You're not fighting that dude again." He ran to ESPN. He ran to obscurity. He's not even in the equation anymore.
Can't mess. You can't mess with Coach C.
He's not even in the talking points anymore.
Can't mess with Coach C tonight, Aaron. You can't mess with Coach C.
Like Fury's gonna go fight Kurat Pulev or somebody. Like, who cares?
Coach C.
AJ's gonna fight like Kurat Pulev. Who cares?
With Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis. This is the same argument.
C.
Oh, Lennox is a wuss. He's from over the. He was
Come on,
that was a heavyweight title fight. They ended in a draw, and there was an immediate rematch, man. Like they fought right back over again. You know what I'm saying?
Draw. But, I mean, he dominated both fights. He was dominated in both fights.
Coach C brought the MAC-10 with him tonight.
Let me tell you something. Fury lasts 6 rounds max in a rematch with Wilder. 6 rounds max.
You emptied them all out in your chest. Woo! Woo!
If Fury thought he was going to win, he'd take the money. Okay? He knows he's going to probably get his head knocked off. No one's the same after they get in the ring with this cat, man.
But Coach,
wouldn't you? These guys' careers after they fought Wilder, man.
Coach, wouldn't you agree though? After the first fight, had the judges scored it correctly, don't you think Fury won?
No, I don't think those first 6 rounds. I don't think Fury did enough for you to say that Fury won all 6 of the first 6 rounds. You can't just stroll into a championship fight and dance along the ropes, throw your hands up at the end of a round, and land 1-2 punches in the round. And because you didn't get knocked out, you won the round. Like, you got to go and fight. Like, you want to talk about somebody taking someone's belt? You're talking Caleb Plant versus Jose Ukadi. That's how a challenger should approach a championship fight. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to take someone's belt. Go win the round. Go for it. Like, you're taking your chance at the championship belt, okay? Like, Fury, like, we're all acting like Fury is this great, entertaining boxer. That Klitschko win was the most boring boxing match, other than the A.J. Parker fight, I've ever seen on Showtime.
Believe me, the Klitschko fight almost put me to sleep.
The whole fight. It was terrible. Look, he knows it. He knows what's going to happen if he gets back in the ring with him. He knows he's going to go to sleep, and he may not get, like, these guys are scared of getting hit upside the head, man. And honestly speaking, I don't blame the guy. Why should he go out there and end his career in a rematch with Wilder?
Who hasn't been the same since Wilder fought him?
Okay, Spilka hasn't been the same. Washington hasn't been the same. Stavern, since the first beating he took for 12 rounds, hasn't been the same.
He got so depressed.
Yeah,
but he got so depressed. Look at all the weight he put on after the Wilder fight.
It's funny how nobody was any good.
Huh?
Before he fought
it's
Wilder.
Funny how nobody was any good anyway until after they've gotten their head knocked in.
No, that's not true.
Coach,
like,
remember
got carted out of the ring on the hospital, his fiance screaming on the, like, come on. Like, I don't blame Fury for not taking the Wilder rematch. I really don't. I blame him for talking a bunch of smack and acting like he wanted to fight. But for him to sit there, hey, look, these guys are going to pay me and give me a fight deal, and I can fight for another couple of years and feed my family and not possibly be like Rocky V and sitting in there at the beginning of the movie with my hand shaking. You know what I'm saying?
Coach,
like, yeah.
Coach,
I don't fault him for that.
Coach, how many people were picked? Yes, how many people actually picked Stavern in the first fight over Wilder? There was a good amount.
There was a few. There was like a smattering out there that absolutely did.
There was a few.
Yeah, there was a good amount of people.
So.
And he was 230 when he fought Wilder. After Wilder knocked him out, he went into a depressive state and put on a lot of weight. That was because of Wilder.
280 the second fight.
That was because of Wilder. That was because he got depressed.
Yeah, because he
beat him mercilessly for 12 rounds that first time.
Guy was a picture of health before he fought Wilder.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, man, that left hook he hit Fury with had him on the ground asleep, man. He barely hit him with it.
Well, if that's the case,
I'm telling you right now, man.
How come he didn't sign to fight AJ?
What do you mean? Why didn't sign to fight AJ?
Why didn't he sign to fight?
Weren't they negotiating a rematch with Fury? They were. Oh man, come on, man! Like, first of all, why? Here's the question: instead of asking why he didn't sign to fight DAZN, why don't y'all ask why these networks have all these major multi-fight deals where you got to take a fight in before you fight our guy?
And coach just killed you.
You want to make a fight? Just make the fight.
I couldn't agree more.
Coach.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why you got to fight? Like, hold on a second. Like seriously. Like seriously, and be honest, okay? Like, the zone is not doing well in the United States, right? Like, it's not. Nobody. They're not doing well.
How do we know?
They don't have any commercials on television. They had the commercials on for Canelo, and now they're off TV. Ads are the first thing to get pulled when the budget starts getting tightened. Come on, that's business 101, right? So they're not doing well, and they're not going to do well until Errol Spence or Wilder. Say again.
Well, look, to prove Coach's point, Michael Buffer must need extra money because now he's doing Toyota commercials.
Check this out, though. Check this out,
Coach. Let me tell you something,
Coach,
man.
check this out.
The two quickest ways, the two quickest ways a company can recoup money when they're not doing well is to cut the advertising budget and to fire employees. Those are the two things you can do immediately to affect your bottom line.
Coach, check this one out. Coach, check this one out. I read an article, and I sent it to Eric today. DAZN is actually going to start showing commercials during their broadcasts. Why do you think that is, Coach?
That article.
I sent it to you. Why do you think that? Yeah, I was going to text you to check your email. I sent it to you.
Okay. Not doing well, man. Man.
Like ESPN Plus, they're showing pay-per-views on ESPN Plus now, an app. You don't think DAZN's going to start doing that now? I'm telling you, baby. I'm not rooting against DAZN. I'm telling you, I'm not rooting against them. But,
facts, man.
They it may not all be roses over there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And let me tell you something, man. Wilder, if he'd have signed that deal, was going to save that company's whole venture into this country. And he's only worth $100 million to do that. and then break it down again. So it's supposedly supposed to be what, like $20 million to fight Breazeale, and then $40 million to fight AJ, and then $40 million to fight AJ in a rematch, right? Like, is that the parameters what we were talking about?
That's what it was supposed to be, yeah.
Around about? That's what it was supposed to be? Now, if the AJ Wilder fight is on Showtime pay-per-view, a 50-50 split, how much money do you think they both make? More than $40 million, right?
I think
like, it's got to be, they were... Right? Like, they were debating it was a $100 million fight last year. It's got to be at this point now.
Coach,
it's probably more, though. More
Coach,
so now.
Coach, can I tell you
so
something?
Why is he taking less than 60%, 50%?
Would it be
Coach,
fair to say we don't know?
Go ahead, sir.
Coach, check this one out. I was watching an interview today with Shelley Finkel and Wilder, and it was like a media scrum. And you know what Shelley Finkel said? One of the questions he asked John Skipper, how much is Anthony Joshua getting? If we get 40, how much is Anthony Joshua getting? And guess what? They didn't answer the question. You know why? Because they were getting ready to pull a gank move again. They were getting ready to pull a gank move. Why wouldn't they tell him how much Joshua was getting? And then Eric's going to say it's none of their business. Yes, it is their business because they have to know how much the fight is worth. They got to know what the other guy's getting, and they got to base what they're getting. So they wouldn't even.
There was an article on PBC today that I read about that whole thing, about the whole negotiation thing or whatever. And he did say that he said he would get $40 million, but it was a flat fee, and he didn't like that. That's why he said that's what he didn't like. He didn't like the flat fee.
Yeah, nobody wants a flat fee. Nobody wants. Why is he got to take a flat fee?
He's all about the people, right?
But why is he got to take a deal that nobody else would take? Why is he got to take the jerk deal? Why is he got to take the jerk deal?
This reminds me of the whole Floyd Mayweather-Manny Pacquiao thing. Remember when Floyd supposedly offered Manny a flat fee?
How much you guys want? How much you want to make a bet that he makes more than $40 million if these guys fight? How much you want to make a bet that Dale gets better? How much you want to make a bet?
It has to now.
I'll bet anyone when the fight actually does come off, Deontay Wilder makes more than $40 million. Who wants to fucking take my bet? I got PayPal. I got PayPal. I'll bet
over 1 million people are going to watch. Hey, and think about this too. Over 1 million people are going to watch Deontay Wilder knock Breazeale's head out of the ring into the sand.
Absolutely.
And what? 12,000 people on a streaming app might watch AJ fight Big Baby Miller in a half-empty Madison Square Garden. Like, come on, man. Like, to sit there and act like
half empty. I mean, for real, you don't think that fight's going to sell out?
A lot of empty seats.
Beeb, you don't think that fight sells out?
We'll have to see. I don't think it's going to.
Put your Wilder pom-poms away. You even admitted you thought it was going to sell out.
No, I think it was
playing bad cop here. You admitted it was going to sell out.
I don't think so. I don't see it.
See, Beeb just said it. I think it's going to sell
out. I don't.
You know, Coach, you know why, Coach?
How many people watch it on TV, though?
Coach, guess what? They got. The
Brits will come.
Eddie Smart, he put the tickets on sale like 6 months in advance. They're going to sell it out. They may have to give a lot away.
But did you see the resale prices, though?
Yeah, man.
They're trying to. Look, I'm telling you right now. They can, like, AJ could have had that fight in England last year. And because he played hardball in negotiations, because it doesn't seem like he won the fight, he screwed himself. He could have had the fight in the UK. Now it's got to be in the US. And now because he's going on a platform that nobody watches, it's not going to be on that platform. Like, that fight's not going to be on a freaking app. Like, come on. Really? You really think that the unification heavyweight, like, when was the last heavyweight unification fight?
Who sells more pay-per-views, Triple G or Golovkin or Deontay Wilder? Who sells more pay-per-views?
What? I think
Canelo or Wilder. Canelo or Wilder? Who sells more pay-per-views?
Well, Canelo.
Canelo.
All right. Where's Canelo?
Well, Canelo, because Canelo fights on the Mexican holiday.
Where? So what?
Well, right now Canelo's fighting on DAZN, which is
right. My point is, where's the next Triple G fight going to take place with Canelo?
On DAZN.
Right. There you go. All right. So somebody's making some money here.
Who's going to watch that?
Everybody who has DAZN. Probably quite a few people.
I'm telling you right now.
Who's going to watch more? Who would watch?
You think Canelo's fan base?
Here's the deal.
Is downloading the DAZN streaming after watching DAZN.
Who cares?
The zone's not available. The zone's not available in Mexico, Eric.
So what?
How are they going to watch
it? They're still watching Canelo.
How are they going to watch it?
Not seeing him.
How are they going to watch it?
Well, remember in Mexico, the fights are on free TV over there.
Not his fights.
No?
They'll be on the zone now, right?
How do they even know where it's at?
I got to ask Chicago.
How do they watch it?
How do they even know it's on?
England, if there's no DAZN.
They watch it on Sky.
They watch it on Sky.
Right.
So I wonder
how do they watch it though? How do they even know it's on? Like these cats, man. Like his fans, man. These folks, man. They together for the holiday. They turn the TV on, and they're used to seeing like, oh, Canelo's fighting. Just like, oh, Oscar's fighting. Before him, oh, Julio Cesar Jr., Senior's fighting. No, and then they order the fight, and they watch the fight, and they, have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to turn the TV on.
Right, but what I'm saying is it's on TV. If
they're
in Mexico, they're able to watch it.
Telling you, man.
Coach, don't worry. I'm
saying his paying demographic is age 32 to 50. And those people are not watching TV on a streaming app, yo.
They're not. You're 100% right.
They just got Netflix like last year. They're not doing the zone.
Well, believe me, when we had our show on Friday, Coach, I said nobody's going to watch a heavyweight unification fight on an app. They're just not.
Nah, it's not happening. It's got to be on television.
Steven Espinosa threw a dig.
More than that, you want to pay for it too. You don't want to pay $10 to watch it. You want to pay $90 to watch it.
Coach ain't going to pay nothing. I'm going to give him my username and password. He's all set.
For the Scotty box.
Don't be jealous. Coach is my man. You don't think I'm going to hook Coach up?
I got you.
I got Coach.
I got you, bro.
What's your hook, Robbie?
I got you.
Robbie won't download the app. I tried to hook him up.
Robbie won't download the app.
Won't download it.
No, I'm not going to pay for it. No.
I talked to his mother. He won't download it.
Talk to his mother.
Put it on my TV and I'll watch it.
We all know. And you know what the funny thing is? But seriously, fellas, though, we're sitting here, we're talking about it, and folks are listening in and things like that, and they could all be doing this on purpose to mess with us, man. Like, drama sells. Right. Jack Johnson said it, man. Like, whatever will sell, so we can split the biggest pot of gold is what we're gonna do. This is boxing. He said that on a tape in like 1907 or
yes, he did. Yes,
he
did.
So like, come on, man. Like, whatever it takes. If it's race, if it's this, if it's that, if that's what's gonna get people to pay to come to the fight, so we can split this money up. That's what we're gonna do. It is what it is. I honestly believe after last year when they tried to make the fight, I mean, how long are you gonna chase the guy around, right? Like, so Wilder's gonna chase him around, he's going to run to the zone, and then Adrian's going to fight by fight deal with the zone so that he can just leave. Like, all right, like, whatever, dude. Like, I'm going to just do my thing, you do your thing, and we'll act like we, we want to whatever. And then when you actually want to make the fight, you'll actually call up, be like, look, can we make this thing happen? Sit in a room, figure it out, make the fight. Like, it's really not that difficult. It's a party at the end of the day. You're throwing an event. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to happen.
Come on.
It's going to happen. I'm not worried about it.
A lot of egos involved and all that. It's going to happen eventually. Let's just hope that somebody doesn't get accidentally put to sleep like Marquez did to Pacquiao before the Mayweather fight. That's all we can hope for.
Yep.
Because they're going to milk it as long as they can because they're getting money.
No, the next one that's going to be put to sleep is Dominic Breazeale. He may walk into the ring, but he may not walk out.
Easy, Robbie. Easy.
We
don't want to wish that on anybody.
I think when they had a little stare down, I think he realized exactly what he got himself into.
He looked scared, man. He looked like he was shook.
He looked shook, didn't he? I mean,
he looked shook.
Yeah, he did.
He looked shook, man. I'm telling you, he looked shook. He's afraid he's gonna get hurt.
Man, I'm gonna let you gentlemen go, man, and listen in, man. But I appreciate y'all taking my call, fellas.
You know what? You need to start calling in on Sundays, man. You're a great caller.
Don't be bossy, Robbie.
Yeah, really.
I took my wife out of town for her birthday, so I couldn't call him Sunday.
All right.
See, Robbie?
He can't spend time with his wife. He's got to be on the horn with you.
But, Jesus Christ! It was his wife's birthday. You taking shots, please, Robbie?
Jesus.
No, I'm giving the guy a compliment, man.
The guy wants to take his
I
wife out.
appreciate you, man.
You
I'm gonna call in on Sunday, man.
Side chick.
All right. Hey, thanks for calling, man. Good call.
You can't tell him what to do. Eric, you all right, man? You okay?
I'm fine. Coach, I didn't get hit at all, son. My defense is silky smooth.
You want me to pull out the smelling salts for you? Coach Steve did a number. Coach Steve did a number on you.
My defense is silky smooth, son. You can't hit me with a handful of rice. That's how it goes.
He did a number on you over there, man.
This is great.
Must be great living in a fantasy world. All right. Area code 760. 760, you're live.
What's up, Eric, Steve, and Robbie?
Hey, what's up?
Going on?
Hey, Manuel.
That last caller, man. That last caller, I don't know what his name was, but that was pure assumption, speculation, and fanboyism. I can give you the same rhetoric on my spectrum. It'll all be assumption, speculation, and my own rhetoric. I mean, dude, come on. Nobody watches the zone. Nobody watches the zone. Where do you get your figures that nobody watches the zone? You know what I mean? Where do you get from?
People.
Your ass? Yeah. What? Your own imagination? And second of all, they're bloating Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence. Now, Errol Spence, I like him. He's a good fighter, but you're really going to try to say that he's going to be the next Canelo? I mean, come on. Why do you think they tried to appeal to the Mexican fan base right after it? He said, I love Mexicans. I ain't got no problem with them. You know, Mikey had a lot of heart. Just trying to play that role. That's why he's wearing the red, white, and green colors, man. Come on now.
Yeah, I know.
Second of all, Deontay Wilder's never made more than like $5 million or $8 million off of a pay-per-view fight. I mean, the only one was against Fury, and Fury sold the shit out of that. It wasn't Wilder. I mean, come on now. And then he got his ass beat. I watching the fight, I was like, I got kind of brainwashed with devastating power that Wilder does have. You know what I mean? But after watching it, I seen Fury put a masterclass performance, boxing on the outside, put the jab in his face all night. Wilder didn't know what to do, swinging crazy like a wild man. Finally, Fury got a little tired at the end. He was able to catch him. But Fury, and exhausted, Fury got up from that supposed devastating power. How fucking devastating is it? I want to know how devastating is that kind of power. If a tired man that was out the ring 2 years, or a year and a half, however long it was able to get up from it in the last round. It can't be that bad. Yeah, but I know AJ's in much better shape. He was knocked out cold.
There's no way he could have got up from that shot. And you know, if he was in England, they wouldn't even have countered him. They would have just stopped the fight. And if this would have happened,
which would have been an injustice because he got up. He got up at the six. He got up at the 6 count.
Right.
He got up around 6. He started getting up around 6.
Yeah. And he got up and he beat the count, and then he won the rest of the round.
Yeah.
Fury's the truth, man.
Exactly. How devastating was he? He wasn't fatigued, and I mean not fatigued. What do you call that? Like when you're dizzy and stuff like that.
Days. He was dazed.
Days. Yeah. He wasn't dazed. He was moving, sticking, jabbing. I was like, what the fuck? And you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't see where, he won that fight. And then he beat a fading Ortiz. Ortiz was, come on, he's older than 40. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And Ortiz almost knocked him out. So it's like, where are you getting this, $100 million, to make the fight with AJ? If you're so confident, beat AJ's ass in the second fight. I mean, in the first one, $40 million, which will be more than what you're worth, because you've already shown by fact that you have never made that kind of money before. Not against Severn, not against Fury, and not down against Ortiz, your 3 biggest names. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I understand Beef's argument on that. If he was to beat AJ, the second fight he should garner more money. True, but just look at it overall: $100 million, 3 fights. You know what I mean? If you beat him the first time, beat him again, and then the second contract, if the zone offers you, would be a ransom. You know what I mean? You can ask for anything. You know what I mean? It'll make up for that last fight.
You know the problem with the DAZN is though. I gave my username and password out to like 50 people, man, and I don't know if they gave it out to 50 more. So lot of people are pirating the zone right now.
Yeah, well, and Beef mentioned about the commercials.
A lot of people are pirating. A lot of people are pirating the zone right now because of me.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
We're here. Go ahead.
Does it ever come
Hello?
back?
We're
Can you
here.
hear me?
Hello?
You're here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
It got cut off a little bit. But, like Beef mentioned, the commercials, you know what I mean? So, you know, the zone is probably, instead of looking at it in the negative, oh, they're failing, they want to look at it in the positive. Maybe they want to make more money. They're already ahead of the curve. Saying, okay, we're going to bring in more money because we need to sign more fighters so we can give our subscribers the fights that they want. You can look at it negatively or positively. It's all up to how you view things. Are you a half glass full guy, or are you a half glass empty guy? You know, it just all depends how you want to look at it. Michael Buffer, you could look at it like this. Oh, he's doing Toyota commercials, right? You could look at it, the zone made him more popular. That's why he's doing the Toyota commercials. There's two ends on the spectrum. You just can't look at it one on the negative end. And thank God, I rebound from where I was before in my life and everything. I was able to, purchase 75-inch high-definition TV, and it has smart TV. Downloaded its own app. I watched it crystal clear, all the fights, no problem, no streaming problems, nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like, where is this the zone horrible coverage? Oh, this and this and that. It's on YouTube, dude. YouTube is on every freaking cell phone, smart cell phone in America, in the world. So it's like, the zone is on that, and they put all their undercard fights, they promote it. So it's like you have one of the largest advertisement internet streaming, platforms in YouTube. You know what I mean? So it's like they're not struggling, I think, to get the zone out there. And then you can Google. I mean, like all these fighters. You don't think AJ, Canelo, these guys are the most searched fighters on the internet. You know what I mean? When the zone is attached to their name, like it's out there, man. You want to look at it negatively, and I think it's like a race narrative all the time. Oh, Deontay's better, all these things. It's like, dude, it's not even, why does it got to be a black fighter always have to be above a Mexican fighter? Why don't they ever give credit to whoever the fucking fighter is, whether he's Mexican-American, black, white, Chinese, whatever it is. You know what I mean? I mean, dude, Canelo's the biggest star, $365 million for 11 fights. I'm pretty sure that if you want to speculate, he could have made more than that in 11 fights.
Emmanuel,
his name to supreme level.
Emmanuel, you know what I don't understand, because everyone says that no one has the zone, but when I go to my Google Play, it says 5 million people downloaded it. When it first came out in October, there was only 1 million downloads. So if no one has this app,
that's a pretty big increase.
Yeah. So 5 million downloads, isn't that a lot of downloads, Eric?
It's a lot. It's a lot. Now, 5 million downloads for DAZN. It's funny because
that's just on Google Play.
Like a lot more than 12,000, Beeb. I don't know.
So I mean, they must be doing something right, because they got 5 million. They went from 1 million in October. They went from 1 to 5 million. Now, is that what all the countries involved? Possibly.
Oh yeah.
But how many?
It could be.
So we don't know how many. We don't know how many of those are U.S. So we don't know. But listen, let me just make my point. We don't know. Wait, let me make my point, please. We don't know how many of those are U.S. subscribers, but they have to be quite a bit of U.S. subscribers, because the spike happened after they signed Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Because it started with 1 million, then it went to 5 million. So, I mean, I think signing these fighters has impacted them a little bit.
A Champ Life Boxing in the chat just said downloads are not paying. Yeah. The downloads for DAZN, I guess he's speaking of DAZN, downloads are not paying subscribers. How do you know?
Well, did they just
like, how on earth would
he does make a good point. Did they just do the free month and then cancel? We don't know.
Yeah, that's a reach thing. That's kind of a reach, though. No,
I don't know. I mean, like the downloads are how many people download it. Like you can download something and then sure. You can delete it.
And I'm not saying that's the number of people that watch the fight. But
what I am saying is
downloads aren't paying subscribers.
Not all of them are, though, Eric. Some of them, but
so
I will say
12,000 subscribers.
No. What I am saying is, if they went from 1 to 5, that had to have something to do with them citing the fight. Is just what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Well, I'm just referring to Coach C is the one that said 12,000. He's the one that said that, and I know that was in jest, but I mean, I think that's what some people actually think.
Yeah.
It's like Eric, like Terrence Crawford. Let's say you're a big Terrence Crawford fan, right? And he fights on ESPN. You pay $5 for the ESPN plus the pay-per-view. Now you pay $10 for DAZN, and you hear Eddie Hearn Matchroom or Golden Boy offers Terrence Crawford big contract to come sign. Wouldn't you be like, oh hell yeah, I already got DAZN, I can just get rid of that? And I'm looking at it not so much for the freaking, I don't give a shit about DAZN. I mean, the CEOs or nothing. I'm looking at it for myself as a paying consumer. You know what I mean? If I can get Terrence Crawford to DAZN, which I already paid to see AJ, Triple G, Canelo, and all, they have a lot of young talent coming up, Usyk and all them. If I can do that and I can watch Terrence Crawford too, wouldn't you want that as well? Like Deontay, he's an excited part because of that big right hand that he has. I would like to see him on DAZN, and I only have to pay $10. Why am I going to want him to stay on PBC where I'm going to have to pay? I actually bought Garcia and spent $75. You know what I mean? And not only that, I'm going to have to pay for Wilder if I want to see him. Oh, not only that, I got to pay for whatever other. It might be 5, 6 pay-per-view. Now you add that up. Now I'm not rich. I do okay for myself, but I'm not rich, dude. You know what I mean? I don't. If I can save that money and see that on DAZN, why would I complain as an individual consumer? Why would I complain about that? Why would I want to pay more? And Deontay Wilder's fans, I would imagine, aren't the richest people. Why would you want to milk them for the $100? Because that's what they would charge. Why would you not want to pay $100 million? But that's that's generational wealth there, man. The NFL players, freaking, how long it takes them to get that kind of money? And he's getting it guaranteed. It's like, dude, you can have your fans that aren't the richest people. You might have some, but the majority of them, they're regular, average, blue-collar guys. Why would you want to do that? Well, I'm getting $100 million. 3 fights is not forever, and then they could watch me for $10. Canelo being the superstar pay-per-view guy, AJ being probably second or tied. If they can do it, why not you? And AJ he deserves twice as much money as you. Why? Because he's the one that's bringing the money. I guarantee you, Madison Square Garden. I guarantee you. It's speculation, but I'm going to rest on my speculation that it'll be sold out, 100% sold out. That's Madison Square Garden, 100%. And Gerald Baby Miller, to me, is much better than Dominic Breazeale. Dominic Breazeale, everyone's already said he's going to get his ass blown out of the ring, and get his head knocked off. So it's like, well, they're not saying that about Gerald Baby Miller. They're saying that, AJ might win, but Miller's going to. So come on now, the quality of fight that you're getting on the zone is going to be much more than what PBC's putting. And I'm not talking about PBC like, oh, they suck. I'm just saying, compare. If you're going to compare. And the zone also gives you other things. They just added MLB baseball to it. So it's like they're doing some things, especially like I'm a commercial driver. So like for me, it's great, when I'm home, I can see it on the big screen, or watch it on my tablet or on my phone, whatever, just depending on what I'm doing. So for me, it's great access. To me, it's an innovative idea, and it seems like people are hard to get on the innovation bandwagon. The people want to sit back in the Stone Age. Like within truck driving, the example, we used to do paper logs. Now we have ELDs, which proves to be a much better way of transporting goods safely. Drivers are able to rest appropriately. It's just so much better. But it took time to get drivers used to it, to getting to understand that this is much more beneficial for us because we can ask for more money because of, there's no cheating going on. With the paper logs, you can make up whatever you want. So it's like, but it's beneficial to the driver, So it took a while for people to understand that, or drivers. So same thing. This app is innovative. It's going to allow access, replays to things where before you wouldn't be able to do it. So it's like ESPN, one of the largest sports networks, they get it. They did it. It just sucks because now you got to pay ESPN, for your cable bill. Now you got to pay ESPN Plus. Oh, and guess what? Now you have to pay per view. Come on, man. You know, stuff is getting more expensive. They're not. The companies aren't compensating for the increase in life, expenditures that you're going to do in life. So it's like, and now these entertainment businesses, which it's not even a necessity, it's something that you indulge in, it's entertainment. Now they're just freaking, here, give us more of your money. And if $100 is not a lot, and if you got kids, you know what Pampers costs, that depending on what state you live in, obviously if you can afford to live in a better place so your kids can grow up in a safer neighborhood, you're going to have to every dime counts. It's like these fighters are, it's like, dude, if say my son's going to be a boxer, they have to know what the struggle is. I mean, dude, $100 million guaranteed. Yeah, you might say, well, to you it's nothing, but to Wilder, like, dude, you don't make that kind of money. I could see if you made $50 million a fight, $25 million a fight, but you don't. You make in the single digits against nobody, and you're getting an opportunity to be a glorified boxing figure by beating AJ, and then you can get all the belts. I mean, if that right hand is like, and these fighters, they just changed completely. Well, okay, if he knocks AJ out, wouldn't it leave him a lesser version? Just knock him out again. If by their theory, then you go fight Tyson Fury for the lineal, and then it's so like this is the start, and it's like you don't want it, you don't want this. This is the start, man. Sacrifice. You're not even sacrificing. You're getting $100 million. So what sacrifice? You're getting an opportunity to kick the supposed big baddest man. Like, where's the competitive dog? Where's the warrior at? Where is it at in you? I just see an opportunist milking that WC belt, fighting guys, Fury, like off a layoff, Ortiz. We obviously see he caught Ortiz at the right time, because now you can see the drop off, and I don't think it's because of that right hand. I think it's because it's just getting older, dude. I remember when I was 20 and 22, everything changed. From 28 to 30, I was like, oh shoot. From 30 to 35, it's like things change quickly in the person's anatomy, especially a heavyweight. They carry all that weight and everything. But what I'm just trying to say is there's different spectrums to any side of the story. And I'm just trying to say that it's better for us people. I'm not, unless, you're rich or whatever, you don't care to spend money like that. But for the average person, it would be nice to see these fighters who came from poverty to be like, you know what, this is a great deal. I can give to the people, my fans that I know ain't rich like me. I'm making killer money. Maybe they just want to pay for that month $10. You know what I mean? Now they can watch me, champion, kick AJ's ass or whatever. You get what I'm? That's my whole thing. That's my whole thing. I look at it from that. That's just my thing, man. Now, if there's fans out there saying, I want to pay $85 extra.
Robbie,
why would you want to do that? So.
Go ahead and explain that to him, Robert. Robert, you know what? He brings up the same point as we brought up a couple of shows ago, because you had said that you'd rather pay $80 than $10.
Look, nobody. I get that nobody's going to see my point of view, but I look at it this way. I don't think these apps are going to be successful on a long-term basis. I need to see proof of that. I'm not willing to invest in something that may not be here, say, 10 or 15 years from now.
How long was satellite radio around before you?
But Robbie, $10 is not a large investment.
Look,
it's not a large investment.
I got satellite radio started in 2001. I got it 4 years later, and I've had it ever since.
Okay, you might be a late bloomer, fine, but it will come around. Just like your satellite, you waited 4 years.
I need to see proof that this thing is going to be.
What the hell do you want? What do you want? Ballot? What do you want? Balance sheets, kid? What do you want? What do you want? General ledgers?
You don't want to see AJ.
General ledgers?
You just don't want to $10 $10 that you would spend at Starbucks, give it to the DAZN, and now you can see AJ versus Miller. You like Miller, you said. Obviously, AJ's a talented fighter.
No, I think it'll be a good fight, but if I don't see it, it's no big deal.
I'll download it now, and I'll give you the username and password. Come on.
Well, I guess that answers everything there. But, yeah,
good call, man. Good call.
All right, Robbie. All right, Eric.
I gotta call up John Skipper to see if he can send Robbie over some financial statements. Jesus Christ!
You know, and I kind of liken this. I kind of liken this whole thing to satellite radio. Wow. You know, because if you were like, say, a Howard Stern fan or something like that, when he went to satellite radio and from terrestrial radio, to satellite radio, listen. There's no question he did not get anywhere near the same amount of listeners as he did on terrestrial radio, right?
No,
there's no way he got it.
Impossible.
But you know what? He's getting paid. He got paid pretty handsomely. He's still very popular.
Eric, you know what's funny? This is the problem. This just came. These apps just started really coming out. They just came out really. ESPN Plus, the DAZN. Everybody wants to snap their fingers, and they think this is going to be a success overnight. Give it some time.
I mean, I don't understand. What is there to invest in the sense that it's $10.
It's nothing
a month, and you can cancel it. It's not like they lock you in a con like satellite. They used to lock you in a contract, 3 months, 6 months, whatever. They used to have to lock you in, but these guys don't. I mean, they don't lock you in or anything like that. So it's like $10. I mean, and if you want to watch a fight and you know that fight's coming on in March, hey, I'm gonna buy it for the month of March and then blow out here in April.
Look at all the UFC shows that are going to be on ESPN Plus. The UFC, they have all the UFC fight nights.
Yeah.
I mean, what a deal. I bought.
Well, they've got all the pay-per-views now too. I
got ESPN Plus now. I got both of them. I had ESPN Plus for like 3 months now. I mean, I got both apps. I don't mind paying for them.
Yeah, and I mean, look, in Champ Life in the chat just alluded to it. He said boxing the Super Bowl will never be on an app. Big fights require a pay-per-view. $10 can't cover the purses with no contract. That's fine, but Canelo and Triple G, that's a pretty big fight, and that's going to be on the app. So I don't know. Listen, man, it is what it is. I mean, you guys are playing accountants out there talking about, well, no, we can't have a big fight if it's not on pay-per-view, blah, 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 blah. Nobody thinks outside of the box. Well, you know what? These guys apparently have thought outside the box.
Yeah.
And it's not my problem if they can pay the fighters or not. That's not my problem at all. The only thing I'm irritated about is that I don't see that fight happening anytime soon.
It's going to happen next.
Guys are on different networks. One guy may be a free agent, but he's shown he's not going anywhere else.
No.
He ain't going nowhere. Listen, and Anthony Joshua, again, he may be a free agent. He ain't going anywhere. Tyson Fury just signed a big deal. He ain't going anywhere. We're not getting the fights we want. The only
we're not. And it's going to continue for a while.
Anthony Joshua, if he beats Miller, he's going to go and he's going to fight Dillian White next because he'll have that under his, he's got, Dillian White's going to come back over because Dillian White's not in a hurry to sign with PBC. Why, I don't know, but it is what it is. If Dillian White wants a title shot, all he's got to do is sign with PBC. Wilder's next for him. That's it. I mean, that's point blank. That would happen. But Dillian White is, I don't know what he's doing. They just signed all the English fighters over at ESPN. Those guys are okay. It's like Tyson Fury will have some competition over there. The only one out is going to be Wilder. That was my point to begin with, and that's what's kind of frustrating. That and the fact that he has, there's nobody for him to fight. Nobody left real for him to fight. What's he going to do? Rematch Ortiz? Nobody wants to see that. Ortiz is going to be 3 or 4 years older by then.
Yeah, all these guys are running out of opponents. All 3 of them.
Who? Aside from Breazeale, who else has he got?
No, I said all 3 of these guys are running out of opponents.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, no, they are.
All 3 of them are gonna have nobody to fight eventually.
But
That's the
Wilder's going to
problem.
run out first.
Yeah, I think you're right, Eric. I think he will.
Yeah, because all the PBC heavyweights here, unless he fights. Kanowski's is he on PBC still?
Yeah, he's on PBC. He's on PBC.
He'll probably fight Kanowski next. Who else? Maybe Ortiz rematch.
Listen, man, I could be wrong. I don't think Kanowski's ready for that guy.
I don't think so either.
I think I think they're going to rush him up there and they're going to get him.
He'll fight Kanowski next. Ortiz rematch, and then there's no one left.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
And we have no idea who Fury's going to fight. I mean, who does Top Rank have over there for heavyweights?
Who's Fury fight?
Weren't they talking about him and Parker? I think they were talking about him and Joseph Parker. I think they were talking about him, and they just got all the guys from MTK over there, so he could end up fighting Huey. Well, not Huey Fury. What am I saying? They were talking about him fighting Parker. There was talk of him fighting Povetkin. There was talk of him fighting, Pulev. I think there was talk of him fighting Pulev. Who knows? I mean, but he'll at least have people to fight. Bob Arum's plan for Fury is to get him recognized in the U.S. That's his whole plan.
So after Parker and Pulev, who does Fury have to fight? Rivas?
Okay, Champ Life, give me his roster. It says Wilder has a roster. Joshua has the most options for bigger fights. White and Pulev mandatory. Wilder has a roster. Give me the roster. Who's he going to fight after?
Yeah, because as far as I know, he's beaten every heavyweight that PBC's put in the ring.
Alex T in the chat. We had mentioned Kanowski. Andy Ruiz is now with PBC. Who wants
Oh my
to see
God,
that
Andy
fight?
Ruiz is Jesus Christ.
Jesus. At least the Fury. I mean, here's the deal too, is that AJ right now is the only one fighting competitive guys. He really is. He fought Breazeale back when Breazeale something. He's fighting Miller. After Miller, if he gets by Miller, my guess is he'll probably fight White next. Well,
Wilder did fight Ortiz and Fury. Those are good
he did
fighters.
fight Ortiz and Fury. You can't take that away from him. Those are good upper echelon fighters.
Those are good wins
about that. Yeah, and you can't say and that was the other thing I keep hearing too is that everybody's saying that Wilder, he's going to get exposed for being a hype job and this and that. Listen, you can't call Wilder a hype job. That's just the way it is. There's no way you can call him a hype job.
40-0, 39 knockouts, guys.
Well, and the reason for the hype is because largely people you don't know.
Right.
That being said, he's fought Fury, he's fought Ortiz, he's fought some good quality opposition. And he fought Stavern the first time, which a lot of people pick Stavern, So to call him a hype job or to call AJ a hype job is just ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I agree.
Can you imagine if this fight takes place? The Monday morning quarterback that will happen after that fight.
Oh, yeah.
Which guy was a bum? Which guy never fought anybody? Which guy was the hype job? I mean, can you even fathom the Monday morning coming after that fight?
Or in our case, it'll be Saturday night after the fight, and then Sunday, the next day, people just saying all kinds of stuff. I can just see that.
That's the other. Serrano in the chat just said, "What about Usyk shakes up the?" He said, "Hopefully Usyk shakes up division." That's right. I forgot about that guy coming up.
Yeah.
So man. I mean, they've got options over there. I mean, AJ's got a ton of options. My guess, like I said, is Wilder is going to run out of options first. They're going to keep feeding Fury whatever they keep feeding Fury, and they're just going to try to hype him up, and get him noticed in America like he's known in Britain. But man, it's just I don't know. I mean, I'm not happy with the Breazeale fight.
No, I'm not either. I don't think anybody is.
I'm actually happy with the Miller fight. I think that's a good fight. I'm not happy with the Breazeale fight.
I don't hate the Miller fight at all.
I don't hate the Miller fight at all. I think it's a good fight.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I already said it. I wasn't against it from the beginning.
But
no, I think that'll be the more competitive of the two fights that we know about.
Yeah. Charles Martin. Did you really just say that? Champ Life just had Charles Martin in there. come on. Son.
Do you remember, Champ, what Anthony Joshua did to Charles Martin? Do you remember that?
Son. Tell me you didn't just put Charles Martin. Come on, man. Come on.
Do you remember what happened to Charles Martin when he went to Great Britain?
Charles Martin.
Jeez.
Come on, son.
That opened everybody's eyes to who Anthony Joshua was. That was the first time he was on U.S. TV, man.
At least he didn't say Areola.
Oh, Areola would totally be, oh my God, get the casket ready if that was the case. Jesus Christ.
Plus Martin has two DQ wins. There you go. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, good Lord. People are coming out of nowhere.
He'll be nice and rested.
Jeez.
See, Martin, it's a choice. I love Champ.
Look, I agree with Beeb. I think all these fights will eventually happen. It's just frustrating that they're not going to happen when they're supposed to happen.
No, that's the thing. You know what they're going to do, and I'll tell you what, and I have a feeling that fight's not going to be next. And you know, they're pulling what they're pulling is a De La Hoya here. They're pulling the Canelo and Golovkin here, where they're waiting for Triple G to get old.
Yep.
And they're waiting for just the right amount of slippage, and then they're gonna go in there. And
that's right.
That's what I feel like they're doing with Wilder. I really
do.
I think. And let's face it. That's what I feel like.
And let's face it. Out of the three of them, Wilder is going to be the one to slip first because he's the oldest of the three.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's talking about gaining weight too. He came in at his last fight at 209. He's talking about putting on weight.
Yeah, but he looked thin today.
Huh?
He looked thin today.
Listen, man, whatever's working for him. I mean, whatever's working for him, you know.
You know, Eric, I heard a rumor that he would like to eventually go down to cruiserweight and be known as a fighter that won 2 different titles in 2 different weight classes.
Yeah. Cares about cruiserweights.
I'm just telling you what I've heard.
Wasn't his brother a cruiserweight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would he go down there? Why don't let his brother take care of that?
I don't know. You know.
All right. This is a 760 number, but I'm not sure if it's.
It's probably Brian.
Huh?
Could be Brian. It could be Brian because Emmanuel just called.
Right. Yeah, he could be back listening though. 760, you're live.
Hello.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Brian.
This is our heavyweight guy. I knew he'd call today.
Brian.
California in the house today, man. Robbie representing.
Yeah, we are.
Sally in the building.
Outside.
Well, this is your favorite division, man.
Hey,
Give us your thoughts.
West side.
Oh man, this sucks, man. That's all I gotta say. It's like we still not gonna get the fight. Damn. I mean, shit. Talking about boxing is starting to become like a weirdo talk or something like that.
No, this is
Pokemon.
This reminds me of things that are going on in D.C. with the heavyweight division. This is Washington, D.C. on a daily basis.
Oh man, it's like religious or something. It's like everybody got this stable and this stable and this network. Now he ain't gonna fight him. I'm like, damn, I need to just stop following this shit because this will take me down a long, dark hole. You know what I'm saying?
It sure will, man.
Damn, I feel weird talking about this shit because it's like the fights ain't gonna happen. We sit here, you know, I'll be listening at you guys. I'll be like, man, I'll be listening to other podcasts. I'll be like, it's sad to hear people arguing about fights that the fighters don't care about making happen. I'm like, why are you guys arguing about that shit? They ain't arguing about it. You know what I'm saying? We got Tyson Fury on ESPN.
Right.
Wilder, he's going to stick it out. And I don't know, Anthony Joshua, DAZN.
Yep.
I don't know, man. All I got to say is really with the whole situation, I can understand because I heard you, B, you was talking about, you know, he can get more money on the pay-per-view rather than the zone, right?
I said if he wins the first fight and he becomes champion, a unified champion, I think the rematch would be so big that they could put it on pay-per-view and he would end up getting more. My whole problem with the deal was they said it's 20, 40, and 40. So what if he beats Joshua in the first fight? Then he gets the same amount in the rematch as he goes into the rematch as the winner with all 4 belts. That was my only argument about the deal.
Yeah, but I understand where you guys coming from too on that point right there. And then I can understand the point of it's still guaranteed money. Yeah. Because Triple G took that guaranteed money. Canelo's a star. You know what I'm saying? He is the star, and he took that guaranteed money. So, and when you think about it, you think about NFL, NBA, baseball, they take contracts. Some of these dudes even get traded to teams that they don't even want to go to.
Well, hey, look at what happened. Brian, since you're in Southern California, look at what happened today. Mike Trout signed a new 12-year deal for $430 million.
Damn.
See?
Contracts. They sign contracts. I mean, it's like, was Anthony Joshua at the end of that contract? Was it guaranteed he was going to fight Anthony Joshua?
See, that's the problem. We don't know. We don't know who all, because it was 3 fights. We're assuming that the first fight would have been $20 million for Breazeale. The second fight would have been $40 million for Joshua, and the third fight would have been the rematch had Wilder won.
Now, would they have guaranteed him that $40 million if he lost the first fight in the rematch? That's another question.
That I have no idea.
So we don't know. Like there's so much we just don't know, man. So I'm done with the speculation, to be honest.
Yeah.
But Shelley Finkel revealed a lot today, man. He revealed a lot today. He asked.
Is it an interview or something?
Yeah, it's on Boxing Voice interviewed him today. Yeah, it was like a media scrum. It was a media scrum.
Oh,
okay.
The media
I
scrum.
have to catch that, but man, I'm just trying to figure this one out because I thought it was going to get a step closer, and it's like it took 3 steps back. Even with the Fury rematch, it's like, I hear what you're saying, Eric. You mad about Breazeale, but don't forget Wilder tried to fight against Fury. Fury didn't want to catch the fade, so he bailed out on him. You know what I'm saying? He could have fought that fight. So here we go. Here we go with Breazeale. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Fury definitely does that fight.
Because it's like, I'll be hearing people blaming like if it's Wilder's fault. This dude tried to fight against Fury. You know what I'm saying? It's be mad at Fury. You know what I'm saying? Because he went to ESPN. He could have fought that fight first. You know what I'm saying? But, man, I'm just tired of it, man. I'm tired of these fools circling around each other, looking at each other up and down, saying what, but they ain't going to do nothing.
Right.
It's getting ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it is.
Talking about, because, it's like we sit here, we talk about options. Is this what boxing is going to be about? These dudes just fighting through their options. It's like, man, when are we going to get some fights as the fans?
I hear you.
It's just like Crawford and Earl Spence.
Yep.
We just seen Crawford and Earl Spence. Everybody mad at Spence. Why you mad at Spence? Don't nobody want to fight him. Garcia stepped up to the plate. You know what I'm saying? Because Sean Porter didn't. Keith Thurman didn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, here we go again. It's just, man, I'm getting sick of it, man.
I hear you, man.
I'm getting sick of it, dude. I'm like, shit. What was even the announcement? They was like, we got an announcement. What the hell was the announcement?
Yeah, that was that was bullshit, man. That was bullshit.
Yeah.
Shit, man, I've been waiting around for that motherfucking announcement. There wasn't no announcement. I'm like, man, They playing us, man. That's all I know. We getting played as the fans. They think we stupid. I'm not gonna support none of these options because all these people you name on the Anthony Joshua side, the Fury side, and the Wilder side, nobody gives a shit about them. And then the thing about it is, okay, why do they want to take boxing and squeeze it down to just streaming? Robbie, I feel where you coming from. We watch basketball games on TV. We watch the finals on TV. We watch Super Bowl on TV. All this shit is on TV. So
look, Brian. Look,
they act like they talk about TV like we don't watch the shit.
Yeah, well,
you know
I look at it this way, Brian. You know, we watch all the major events on TV, and I can see there's a place for apps. Okay, you can put certain fights on apps, but we're talking about the heavyweight championship of the world, and you're gonna tell me that you're gonna have a unification fight with two heavyweights on an app? Really? It has to be on it has to be on United States TV, whether we got to pay for it or not, so everybody can see it. I mean, you got to have because
those big fights. You got to put the big fights on TV.
2003.
Party, you put it on the damn app because
2003.
I just don't. I just don't see the logic of having a heavyweight unification fight on a telephone app. I mean,
it's an app that goes on your TV, right? It's not a telephone app. You can get it on your telephone. You can watch TV on your telephone now, but it's not. You guys drive me nuts with this.
But look,
you guys drive me nuts.
Eric, look, Eric. It's cool for us if we into boxing like that, but if you trying to, ain't nobody, because I've had it happen. I've talked about fights that's on DAZN. I'm like, that was a good fight. That was cool. Did you see it? They be like, no. Did it come on TV? People still looking for fights on TV. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know it's cool for hardcores to go on and catch fights, but other people, they're not downloading these apps because they don't care about boxing like that. You know what I'm saying?
How does that affect us, though?
You know,
the long and short of it is, how does that really affect us?
I sell cable subscriptions. I need that to be on TV.
I mean, really.
I mean,
what do we care where we watch the fight? I could care less where I watch the fight.
It don't.
As long as that fight's happening.
Yeah, I mean, but you into boxing. Yes. But that's what I'm saying. You saying it don't matter, but then you talking to somebody else about a fight that you watched on the app, and they ain't even seen the shit because they ain't tuning in to no app. You know, I mean, it's good when you talk with Beeb and and you guys talk boxing, but when you talk to other people, you're trying to reach boxing. He's right. You're trying to have boxing go and reach out to others besides hardcore fans. That shit is going to fail because ain't nobody going to tune in to no damn app. Because I felt retarded already talking to fools about, fights that came on that app. And they said, I didn't see that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being real. They didn't see it.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad. But I'm saying, like, you're going to put I mean, would you consider AJ versus Wilder like a mega fight? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
A super fight?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I just can't picture AJ versus Wilder on DAZN. I can't. I just can't do it. I can't neither. That's it just doesn't seem.
I get a little understanding.
It just doesn't seem right.
It doesn't matter to me though. That's my thing. I don't care where it takes place.
I know, but you a hardcore fan, man.
What about Paulie?
It's like, why we got to keep.
What about Paulie Malignaggi and Mauro Ronaldo and Al Bernstein? I want them to be commentating on the big fight, man.
Not Ak and Barak.
Hell no.
I don't want to see Ak and Barak and who's that girl Kay Adams and friggin'
dressing people up. You don't see Ak and Barak dressing people up, playing dressing Deontay Wilder?
Look.
Oh, give me a break. No.
All I'm saying, man. Look, this is what I'm saying, okay? I'm not going to say TV and not the app. And I'm not going to say the app and not TV. I'm saying you can, both of them is good. You know what I'm saying?
Put the smaller fights on the app.
But I'm saying as far as...
Put the smaller fights on the app.
Nobody's going to just plug into no damn DAZN after watching.
And look, you're bringing Anthony Joshua.
And see the shit.
You're bringing Anthony Joshua to the United States of America to fight for the first time, under normal circumstances, that would be on United States TV somewhere, so people could watch it. And now, unless you buy a ticket to Madison Square Garden, you're going to have to watch Joshua and Miller on DAZN. Is this how you want to introduce the heavyweight champion of the world to the American audience? I mean, people need to think about this stuff.
Yeah, and then the hardcore fans going to talk about the fight like, that was the only thing on television when the people, ain't nobody going to just tune in to that fight being on that app. When they should. To me, it is a big fight between Anthony Joshua and Miller, you know what I'm saying? And it should have all the attention, but it's easier because people are still using their remote controls. They act like TV is just obsolete. People still watch Super Bowl on TV, right? Am I right or wrong? You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right.
That shit is on the app, but that shit is on TV.
Do you guys have Netflix?
If they haven't strayed away from using television,
do you guys watch Netflix?
What about
once in a while? Yeah.
You guys do?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Netflix is, I
don't watch the Super Bowl on Netflix.
Between TV and Netflix.
I don't watch the Academy Awards. I don't watch the Academy Awards on Netflix.
You watch the Academy Awards?
When do they ever have live sports on Netflix? They don't never have live sports on Netflix.
I don't watch Game of Thrones on Netflix.
No, Game of Thrones is on HBO, man.
It's on HBO Go.
I don't watch Ray Donovan on Netflix.
Look.
Eric, you're getting killed tonight. What's going on, buddy? You're getting killed tonight.
I'm not getting killed tonight.
Someone help this guy.
The chat seems to be on my side, son.
Yeah, all the UK fans, because you're the UK fanboy now.
Hey, I'm the UK guy then. Hey, that's all right with me.
When did I start getting the LDBC guys over here?
Bring them. Where are they?
All right, man.
They gotta
all right, Brian.
They got to put the big fights on TV. I'm still disappointed. Thank you for having me on, you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Good call as always.
Callers are killing Eric tonight.
All right.
I'm killing
See you later.
That's a problem. So you guys watch Netflix. What? There's no difference. There's no difference. What difference does it make if I watch Game of Thrones on Netflix or I watch it on HBO?
Can't watch Game of Thrones.
You've got to have it. You've got to have the heavyweight champion of the world making his United States.
I want to know why.
Debut.
I want to know why
on TV, man.
Because Robbie said so. That's enough for you.
Because Robbie said so. That's a great argument.
Come on. Man, hit that fucking like button.
That's right. Guys, hit the like button. Got a lot of people watching right now. We got, so many like. Come on. Let's go.
The goddamn like button.
Right. I think this is Wood. 937, you're live.
Yeah, it's Wood. Hello, Wood.
Wood!
Wood, what's going on, buddy?
Be working like a redhead stepchild out here.
Go ahead,
man,
Wood.
I'm confused as hell because you guys must have had a lucrative show on like terrestrial radio at one point and got kicked off and had to come over to the internet because Brian likes you guys and likes podcasts, and he went and found the podcast on an app.
Right.
So I'm struggling to I'm struggling to understand how somebody can tell you that we want to give you everything that you want, and you don't want to click a damn remote to watch it. Maybe maybe they need to market it as a television app. I mean, I used to drive by this store that had XXX videos, porn videos. I'm sure since Pornhub got up and running on cell phones that they don't have much foot traffic in that joint anymore.
Beeb's the only one who frequents those places anymore.
Beeb's a legend.
He goes and rents the videos.
Beeb's a legend.
He's a legend in the porn. What, in the porn stores?
I actually been in a few of them.
Hey, I used to have a friend that worked in one of those places.
You used to what?
I used to have a friend that worked in one of those
Robbie,
places.
stop lying. You were at the register checking it out. Stop.
Just because she checked you out, just because she checked out all your titles doesn't mean she's your friend.
This is Robbie. This is Robbie. Make sure you have it back by Friday, okay?
Make sure, be kind and rewind.
No, actually, in all seriousness, guys, I did used to have a friend of mine, and he used to work in one of those stores as a security guard.
I'm not buying it, Robbie. I think it was you.
What made you quit, Robbie?
Not me, man. I'm not 6'8", 350.
Okay. Hey, but another thing, like, does anybody realize that doesn't the college football playoffs and title game, isn't that on cable TV? Like, why isn't that made available, nationally over network television?
Well, it used.
Yeah, it's on cable TV now. Yeah.
I can answer that question of what it used to be, but ESPN paid so much money for the college football championships, and now that's why it's only on ESPN.
Right, but it's not on regular TV.
The same way that the zone is trying to cash all these people out to move people over to the app. But anyway,
well,
that's
I think it's going to take lots of time before people move their way over to DAZN, and we need to see how many years it can stick around. I'm not convinced that it's going to be viable and going to be here in 5 or 10 years.
Well, you'll get tired of missing out on shit, and you'll eventually figure out that it's a television app. I mean, it's that simple.
What's killing you? What's killing you?
Nah, man, I just
Anyway, go ahead, Wood.
I was a little disappointed in the major announcement today. I just did my rant over on my own video, so I'm not gonna go into all of my points. But listening to Deontay sitting at the table with Kate Abdo saying, the major announcement that he had coming and wait, you'll see, and all of this stuff. I think all of us were highly interested, and then I'm sitting here sneaking the presser in at my desk, trying to stay tuned with what's going on, and then to hear this was pretty disappointing. But and I had just defended Deontay, that we don't. Somebody said some racist stuff on my channel and made some comment about the guy being illiterate or something. And I was trying to give Deontay the benefit of the doubt that, we didn't know how this information was being presented to him. We don't know what questions he asks or what demands he puts in this stuff. And I watched some of the other the post-presser videos and heard Finkel speaking on some of the details. And then it really sunk in that kind of like Robbie struggling with an app. I don't know if Finkel really has a grasp of the situation in the division itself, and I don't know, man. I just and I'm not saying that Wilder needed to 100% go to DAZN, but if we don't go back to them with the counter proposal and say, I mean, first of all, you're ignoring the fact that they're giving you 15 or 17 million more up front in your hand to fight Breazeale if the 20 mil is real for the Breazeale fight. So you want points or whatever on the rematch if you should win, on the AJ rematch. Like, they gave you 17 to 15 up front. I don't know. Move the cards around, or the cups around, however you want, to lift up and find, you know, the bottom cap under it, wherever. But I just don't understand how it's that hard to chop up, you know, $100 million. And I don't know, man. I just like I said, without some type of strong commitment made by Showtime today, or for them to lay out some kind of some plan moving forward for the guy, I just feel like Finkel might be misleading this cat, man.
Do you agree? I mean, do you agree that if he took that $100 million from DAZN, he's fighting AJ?
Do I agree that if he took it, that he is fighting AJ?
That he would fight AJ.
I mean, wouldn't that have had to be the major conditions or whatever in that contract for AJ to be a part of it somehow?
I would think so. I was trying to tell. Again, we're not the contract. We don't know, but I would think so.
I was trying to tell Eric that.
Yeah, right. I don't know, man. I respect the fact that they took the meeting. Again, though, but like I said, if you're doing big stuff and you're a boss and all of this stuff that the far right Wilders are, or Wilder supporters are, like I said, how do you not go back and demand some terms that are more to your liking? Or how do you not tell Showtime to step it up? To step up with whatever they have going on. I mean, this, like I said, I know he's not getting a whole lot, a huge bag to fight Breazeale because they just don't have that budget over there. But even that, along with the bags and the money and all of that, like at some point in time, you're running around with this one name, one face, and all that, this campaign. At some point in time, we got to get things in order for there to be a path for these two guys to meet.
Yep.
And I just don't know how you talk one name, one face, and all of this, and you're never putting yourself in a position to where this fight can take place. And at this point, it's just starting to look like Hearn and AJ were doing more to actually bring this fight to fruition than what I'm seeing from the other side at this point. But it is what it is, man. This is, like I said, the heavyweight division that hasn't been my favorite division for years and years. So I mean, I'm gonna be cool without it. But and then we look at them at what they put on display for us on the pay-per-view and the FS1 for Martin and Corbin and Areola and Augustine. Do these dudes jump rope? I mean, do they do a sit-up? I mean, they come in the ring in bad shape. The heavyweight division is really not as deep as it thinks it is to have some of the stuff that's going on. Like Brian was just saying, I don't even know how folks can go out and defend this stuff at this point.
No, you're right. The heavyweight fights we saw on Saturday were both pretty disgusting, but the pay-per-view overall was pretty bad. I mean, if it wasn't for Earl Spence proving how good he was, it would have been a complete disaster.
Which brings me to my last point. I'm going to let y'all get to rocking with the rest of the show, but how do we sit up here and hold up the pay-per-view model and we're not even getting a quality card anymore? I mean, it's like,
yeah,
there was no intrigue or mystery in what Benavidez was going to do to Jamie Young Love.
No.
And then what's his name? Areola is back on a pay-per-view after being away and then coming in against Augustin. I mean, where's Garcia and Matisse, versus Matisse on there or something? So I don't even know how we try to hold up this model and say, yes, please give me more pay-per-views versus me fooling around and figuring out this app for $10 a month. But I thought it was a pretty bad show. And my God, can Joe Goosen act like he's enjoying himself? I mean, damn.
It's real simple. Would you rather pay the $85 that it costs you to watch that pay-per-view with the undercards, or would you rather pay the $10 to watch Canelo Jacobs and that undercard? That's a no-brainer.
Good job, Eric.
No brainer. Hey,
Good job, Eric.
Hey, but good to holler at you guys, man. Great to holler at you guys. I like that I see the pickup in activity lately, and the different guests being included and whatnot.
Yes.
So salute to you guys for stepping it up and doing what you do.
Yeah, the producers. We have a really good producer now.
Yeah, see you later, Wood.
We got rid of that other guy, the Mexican guy. We got rid of him, and then we're actually we're going with somebody good.
We got Beef Industries behind us now. Gave Eric a nice bonus.
I'm making double now.
First Skype activity.
That's right. For the Skype activity. Yeah, just an update on Skype. We tried Skype yesterday and it didn't go well. So, I mean, it's a project. Put it that way. It's an ongoing project. Ugh.
We're almost there.
Yep, for sure. Robert, do you have any final words?
No, I'm very disappointed. I thought Wilder would lay out some sort of plan because of all the offers that he was supposedly getting. So I'm disappointed that he called a news conference basically to say, I'm fighting Dominic Breazeale and we're still negotiating about the rest. I was hoping we'd hear more than we heard today.
I think King Callie in the chat just said it best. The facts are these fighters won't fight. Fighters don't fight. And he's right. He's 100% right, man.
It's proven to be that way. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
1,016.
Oh, God.
Like I said, man, these guys, we expected this big announcement today, and we get an announcement that we knew was coming, him and Breazeale, and it was pretty disappointing on like many different levels.
That was whack.
It really was. I'm like,
that was whack.
This is what you gathered people. This is what you wasted people's time on. I mean, really? This is it? I mean, come on.
I mean, Eric, what really blew me away is he had to call a press conference today when he was interviewed for 15 and 20 minutes on Saturday night, and he very easily could have said the same thing on Saturday.
That's all he had to say. That's all he had to say. He didn't have to make up. And I'm wondering if there was something else planned and maybe it fell through or something like that, and he couldn't announce it yet. I mean, that's happened before. That's all happened before too. But I don't think so.
Little conspiracy theory.
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, man.
Good job, Eric.
Well, it's kind of impossible to do at this point with all three of them, don't you think? I mean, since they're all in separate locations now.
Please, Robbie. Mother of God. Be positive.
Beeb, any final thoughts from Mr. Positivity over there?
One thing Deontay values is independence. He's not beholden to anyone. Doesn't answer to anyone, not to a promoter, not to a network, not to anyone.
By Joe Habib.
That pretty much but you know what? Again, I'm going to repeat what I said earlier in the show. They're still talking, and they didn't burn bridges. I think something's going to get put together very soon. I'm not dejected right now. I'm not disappointed. We already knew that he was going to fight Breazeale. We already knew that Joshua has to go through his fight with Miller. So they can still talk in the interim. And hopefully they can come together on something.
Beeb, I love it. I love that you listen to Tony Robbins now, and I love that you're very positive.
I get these therapy sessions that I take like a couple. I used to go once a week, but I only do a couple a month now. It really helps.
You should go back to once a week. All right.
Oh wow.
All right, guys, we're going to sign off here, and we will catch you soon. Remember, give us a thumbs up. Come on.
Hit the like button.
I should have played the soundbite right there.
127.
All right, see you later, Joe.
Thanks for being here, Robbie.
Look for us. Look for us later on in the week, and we will see you then. All right, guys.